What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic. I am one of the best draft league players in the world, and I am here today to roast, or, well, at least react to some of your favorite draft league teams that you ever had. If you guys are interested in seeing more content like this, more competitive Pokemon content, reaction videos, just Pokemon content in general, do me a favor, leave a like on the video, comment down below, of course, if you want to see more, if you have any suggestions, and of course, subscribe to the channel. We are trying to reach 2,000 subscribers, but we cannot do that unless we hit 1,300 first. All right, so we got a long road ahead of us. Let's go ahead and jump into this. So what we're gonna do today, I posted on Twitter, send me your favorite Pokemon teams that you've ever drafted, and I'm going to react to them. And we got about 50 replies. Obviously, if you guys want to join me and do some of these as well, then make sure to follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. It's at the MattOshea over here. You can, follow me there and get access to some of this stuff when it goes live. But yeah, so looking at it, first up is going to be from Nacho. Their team overall went 8-2. Looking at it, Ho-Oh, Palkia, Landorus, Therian, Scizor, Weavile, Rotom, Comfey, Mega Alakazam, Hitmonchan, and Lycanroc Dusk. Obviously, this team is very unrealistic. In terms of fits, obviously Ho-Oh and Palkia dope together. Boots with Ho-Oh is incredible. It's a really, really good mon. Weak to a couple different types. Big ones, Rock is going to be a really big one, and this team actually has a grand total of, if I'm not mistaken, 1 Rock resist, and it's a Hitmonchan. So Rock might have been a bit of a problem, especially if it's a Rock that's pretty fast, but the best Rock that's pretty fast is on Nacho's team, being Lycanroc Dusk. So pretty cool. Yeah, next up we have Styx and his BNR team, and this is the Duke Blue Devils. Latios, we have Mega Mawile, Nidoqueen, Victini, Conkeldurr, Porygon 2, Persian, Jellicent, Serena, and Lycanroc. A second Lycanroc here. Kind of surprised to see the Gen 17 pop up, but so far it looks like we're going to see a lot of Megas on this list. But honestly, right now, Latios and Mega Mawile, really good combination together. They break for each other really well. If this was Gen 8, they get access to, or Latios would get access to Baton Pass, which is super nice. It forces in the fairies. Baton passes out into Mawile for Mawile to just destroy them. Victini, super underrated on this team, very important in my eyes in this matchup. It does resist to fairy. It's not super weak, well, it's not weak to fire like the Mawile. Same deal with the Nidoqueen. Conkeldurr, super good here. There's a Trick Room option with the Porygon 2. Really good options here. I think this is a very solid team. IBL Season 6 team, which is kind of disgusting. Celesteela, Hydreigon, Zorora, Tentacruel, Hippo, Bronzong, Chandelure, Crawdon, Wigglytuff, Meganium, Mega Gallade. Definitely just absolutely nasty. Very, very gross team here. I don't know how this is possible. If this was Gen 8, Celesteela, Zorora, both round 1 mons. 2 of the 10 best Pokemon in the format, but on top of that, Hydra's phenomenal. Mega Gallade is an incredible Mega. Very, very good. My eyes better than Mega Medicham, and it's just super surprising that this managed to be a possible team here. But Pulse, Cinderace, Mandibuzz, Urshifu, Gardevoir, Vikavolt, Copperajah, Vileplume, Marowak, and Pheasant, Corsola. Only downside I have with this team is its ground type is the Marowak, and it's its only electric immunity, which is not great. And the team, other than that, is pretty weak to electric. Its resists are going to be Dragapult and Vikavolt and the Vileplume, really, and that's not great, because electric is really good, especially a Scarf electric type with Volt Switch or coverage for Pult could definitely play around it. This team, he told me, was similar to the team that I drafted for BBR in Season 2, I believe, where we won the title, with the Cinderace, with the Urshifu, with the Gardevoir, Vikavolt, and Copperajah. He tried to mimic a little bit of that, and he ended up getting Dragapult on top of that, which is kind of nutty. So this is a finals game. We have Celesteela, we have Latias, we have the Raikou, Seismitoad, Buzzwole, Drapion, Colossal, Decidueye, Azumarill, Double, and Regice. Just a really solid team. Honestly, these first, 8 mons, all the way up until Azumarill could come, any week. They're all really solid mons. Azumarill is really good. I know he used it very well. There's a lot of good Pokemon on this team. The Regice, kind of booty, but it's a Regice nonetheless. His answers to, for some reason, they're saying, John is saying Spectre, ooh, but this team has a really good dark type in Drapion that's fast. He's got a good, or decent normal type at least, in Double, which is decently fast as well. I feel like Spectre wouldn't be that big of an issue. I do like the combination, though, of Celesteela with the Seismitoad. Celesteela with a water ground type is really good. I think Celesteela Swampert is one of the best combinations available. Joe to Flaming here. I'm going to cover this team over here because the other team was for NCP. It was SummerSlam was only 8 mons. So this is a little bit different. We have Kyurem, Hydra, Nihilego, Crobat, Gardevoir, Mienshao, Sigilyph, Venusaur, Cincino, and Turtonator. So no Sun with the Venusaur. Very interesting. But other than that, he has double Dragon with Kyurem and Hydra, and they're both dragons that kind of do the same thing, which I don't really like that combination. I've seen double dragons with, I think it was Dragapult and Kyurem. Those mons do different things, okay? Hydra and Kyurem, they're very, very similar in terms of the way they play. They're both weak to fighting. They're both weak to Fairy. They share a lot of common weaknesses. I don't think it's that great. Speed in this team is really good. 130 down to 115, down to 105 and 103 and 98 and 95. Really solid. Gardevoir as the Fairy type here isn't bad. I'd say, honestly, you want to have a better Fairy type for this team, and the fact that there's a third Dragon and Turtonator and there's no Steel type, Dragapult's going to eat this team alive. That's just, like, Banded Dragapult is going to demolish this team. It really is. That's a very, very good mod against this team. Aerodactyl, Volcarona, we have Tapu Koko, Haxorus, Mega Absol, Milotic. A-tier draft right away. We have a Metagross, Klefki, Donphan, Leafeon, and Misdreavus. So the Ghost type being Misdreavus is not great, obviously. He does have two Steel types rather, which are phenomenal normal resist. Volcarona's here, a decent mon, really good to set up, especially with Klefki. Donphan for hazard removal, and Rocks itself really solid. This team does have spike support. It doesn't have any toxic spikes, and no grounded poison really hurts. You don't want to have your Lumberry eaten on your Haxorus. You don't want to have your Milotic poisoned or toxic. You want to have it burnt to get that removal on the first 3 mons, plus the Klefki, plus the Donphan is really good, but you don't want to have to be forced to run Defog in a week where you might, lose the toxic spikes. I think T-Spikes are a pretty big weakness to this team, but it's still a very good team nonetheless. Koko, Keldeo, Nidoking, Dhelmise, Miltank, Charizard, Rhydon, Mega Scizor, Hydreigon, Slowbro, Avalugg, and Cradily. Honestly, I don't really see a weak link in this team just off of rip. One of the best Koko answers in the game is Nidoking, and Nidoking is on this team. What are other really good answers to Koko? Obviously, you have ground types. Ground types are super important to have, and of course, grass types in my eyes are really good to deal with Koko. And having Keldeo around to beat the ground types and have Air Slash for the grass types is very nice. It's also very fast and gets momentum, a really good pivoting core. Nidoking beats opposing grass types. Scizor beats opposing grass types. Hydreigon as a dragon type to pair with the Koko, super solid. A Fairy Dragon Steel core of Koko, Scizor, Hydra is amazing. And I don't really like the Koko plus Slowbro pair. Koko is giving you terrain, but it's also giving your opponent terrain, which is kind of a downside here for something like Slowbro, which wants to take many hits. You can definitely take some electric type attacks. You're not going to take as many as you would in terrain. Next up, we have Owen and his championship team for the NCP. Latios plus Drill, Scolipede, and Gigalith. This team honestly reminds me of my CGT team, or I knocked out my CGT team from this team because Drill, Scolipede, Moltres, and Gigalith all are on that team. Latios, very good mon here. Of course, Jellicent gives his team some Trick Room support as well. Scrafty, I know he used Scrafty very well. He cannot speak highly enough of Scrafty. And the defensive core here, also really good. Jellicent, Sylveon, Moltres, Gigalith, Scrafty, and Tangela to an extent as well are all solid defensive options. I think it's a really cool team. UBL Season 5 from Josh. He misses this team. This team here, I can't really make it a bit bigger, can I? Yeah, I can make it a little bit bigger. Very nice. So Arcanine, Cloyster, Drifloon, Exploud, Hawlucha, Jirachi, Raichu, Rhydon, Rillaboom, Umbreon, and Weezing. Josh says he misses this team. I think this team is though really well positioned to basically have another team weakened and chipped down and broken for Lucha to sweep. Specs Cloyster, Specs Exploud. Okay, Raichu's very good. Jirachi can paraflinch things down or just flinch things down until they're in range of Hawlucha. Rillaboom gets priority. Yeah, decent team in terms of speed, but in terms of mons that are just faster than 110, you have 2 in Hawlucha and Raichu, and then the Jirachi at exactly 100. Landorus T, Mega Slowbro, Corviknight, Greninja, I imagine that's Torrent Greninja, Gengar, Kommo-o, Snorlax, Diancie, Craganola, and Leafeon. Everyone's drafting Leafeon as their budget and grass type, and I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I personally don't think Corviknight is good in draft. I really don't think so. It's one of his top 3 picks. I think Landorus as well is super overrated, but it's there. Mega Slowbro can't be crit. Gengar plus opposing dark types is a really good pairing. Gengar and Weavile, really good. Gengar and Gren, very good as well. The speed that they have, momentum that Greninja provides as well, super nice. Diancie at 7 points, great value. Craganola, great value. Honestly, the reason why this team is really good, I think, is because its low tier mons are very good for their value. I know Mid loves Koko. He's very good with it, apparently. I don't think I've ever played him with Koko, but either way, he definitely has used Koko well. Koko, Scizor, Noivern, Seismitoad, Miltank, Shiinotic, Gengar, Mamoswine, Umbreon, Ditto, Mega Medicham. Not gonna lie, again, this team, very good. This looks to me like it's a Gen 7 team, which means that Hidden Power is still in the game. And the fact that you have Hidden Power with multiple 4x weaknesses is exactly what you want to do in my eyes when dealing with Hidden Power. So if you're playing in a league that still allows Hidden Power, Scizor, weak to Fire, Noivern, weak to Ice, Seismitoad, weak to Grass, you can't really deal with all 3. You're gonna, not with one type of Hidden Power. You're gonna need to deal with them with multiple types of coverage options, and it looks like it paid off. This team is very good. Noivern, super annoying Pokemon to deal with. Really good speed to break the speed between Koko and Gengar, of course. Mamoswine on top of that, just icing on top of the cake. Mega Medicham can break anything, and when dealing with opposing Pokemon that are hard to beat, Ditto is there as an option as well. No spikes from what I can see, which is a little unfortunate, especially a team with this much momentum. Look at the first 3. Look at the baton pass on Umbreon and Mega Medicham. You want to take advantage of spike stacking your opponent. I think this team could have really taken advantage of a lot of the spike stacking options that were available. Moving on though, we have Lux, and not his favorite, but wants to see the reaction.
No.
Kinda nasty. Kinda nasty, I'm not gonna lie. We have Urshifu, Single Strike, Mega Scizor, Gengar, Rotom, Heat, Vaporeon, Roserade, Diancie, Donphan, Noivern, Wigglytuff, type Duosion, Galarian, Linoon. So I'm gonna ignore the last two because they're not really Pokemon, to be honest. I kind of wish that the combination of the Wigglytuff, Duosion, and Linoon were just one better Psychic type or one better Normal type. Probably a Normal type, to be honest, since this team, its Dark type is Urshifu, and it's not really a defensive Dark type, and you don't want to risk losing your best Mon to a random Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast from something. So I feel like having a good Normal type would have been very, very nice. I like Roserade a lot, very big fan of it in draft. Vaporeon, I think, is a little underrated in terms of what it does. It can do quite a lot of things for a lot of different Pokemon, a lot of different teams, and I think it's just a very good Mon in general. Pulse Terrakion is a very, very, very good combination. Pulse can't really handle normal types that are very, very bulky, can't really handle dark types that are very, very bulky, and then you have Terrakion, which just decimates those things. Very good. Rotom for momentum, Azelf more momentum, Silvally, Scizor, Sylveon, more momentum. Unpheasant is like whatever, but Silvally kind of patches all the holes that it really needs to. Skuntank is your grounded poison, very nice, and Piloswine is a very underrated ground type Pokemon, so a very cool team. Gen 7 team, Bulu, Zera, Nidoqueen. One of the best answers to Nidoqueen, or to Zera rather, is Nidoqueen, so having that is very nice, of course. This is, you can tell this is early on because Zera is not a tier 2 Pokemon. It is much better than that. There's a Mega Blastoise, which I imagine can't use Shell Smash because it is going to be Gen 7. There isn't a bad Pokemon on this list here. Not Mega Blaziken, but Mega Blastoise is very good. Blaziken with Speed Boost, super scary, very hard to deal with. Bulu there for support for the Quagsire, Tyrantrum, Melmetal, Toxtricity, Incineroar, Espeon, Sandaconda, Roselia, Aerodactyl, Keldeo, Rotom, Hydreigon, Mega Audino. Mega Audino, Fran must be loving that. A decent Fairy type to wish back up, heal up Melmetal, which is nice. I do think this team really relies on Incineroar quite a bit to be a good pivot for it and to be both a defensive fire and defensive dark when it may want it to have options to help break opposing steals, because you want to help it break for Hydra and for Keldeo. Liv and her Calgary Infernapes, Lando T Infernape, her favorite Mon, Rotom Wash, or one of her favorite Mons rather, Rotom Wash, Mega Alakazam, Greninja, which I imagine was Torrent Gren, Aromatisse, Tyrantrum, Vileplume, Escavalier, Alolan Sandslash, and Amora. So she's got a little bit of the sand going on here just as a backup in case she really needs it, or not the sand, the hail rather, which is cool. Escavalier as a steel type is just solid all around, especially if this is a meta with Empower, which I believe it looks like it was, especially when you pair that with Landorus T, because one is 4 times weak to ice, one is 4 times weak to fire. So very cool there. Speed on this team is phenomenal. Alakazam, Greninja, plus you have the combination of Infernape and Landorus, very good. Rotom Wash is a pivot. Just a solid team all around. Tyrantrum, super slept on Pokemon. Highly recommend you guys give it a shot. It just can sweep after a Dragon Dance so easily against so many situations, and it's so bulky defensively that it can get up a Dragon Dance against most things. Next up, we have Talon and their Dragapult, Sylveon, Kartana as a Fairy Dragon Steel Core, Salazzle, Webs with Arachnid. I think that might be the first time we see Webs on one of these teams. Heliolisk is solid as well. Immunity to Water, Immunity to Ghost as well. Persian, Runerigus, Skuntank, Armaldo, Braviary. Just again, super solid here. I don't even know what would be like the, I don't know, final tier Pokemon. Is it Armaldo? Is it Skuntank? Everything else is like just decent. Salazzle is good here as a fire type as well. It's not bad. Takes advantage of Pult decently well. Pult wants to be able to beat the fighting, the normal types rather, and dark types, and the fairy types, I guess. And you have a fairy killer in Salazzle, which is cool, and Kartana. But your answers to normal types, because there's no fighting type on the roster, it's a little bit tough. It's a little bit tough. Mega Charizard, Zorora, Superior Florges, Slowbro, Meanshao, Donphan, Tyrantrum, Persian, Haunter, and Probopass. Even Haunter and Probopass have their niches in draft. They're just solid Mons all around. They can do quite a few things. Haunter's pretty fast, it's pretty hard, ghost type, so normal and fighting immunity is very nice. Probopass can trap and steals, can set up rocks, can just be annoying in general. Meanshao, great. It's the regen core with the Slowbro, very cool. Donphan, we just spoke about how good Tyrantrum is. The speed is great, the power is great, the defense is awesome. Quite a lot of things to like on this. In terms of removal though, a little bit limited. Actually, you know what? No, we're not limited anymore. Superior gets Defog. Florges gets Defog. Donphan gets Rapid Spin. Never mind me. I was saying that was going to be limited, but no. There's 2 rockers on this team, 3 rockers on this team if you include Probopass. Garchomp, Rotom Wash, Umbreon, Salazzle, Hitmonlee, Ursaring, Mega Diancie, Z Scolipede, Bronzong, Swellow, and Gourgeist. Super solid all around. Garchomp, wish that thing could have been Z. It's a lot better as a Z user than Scolipede in my eyes, even though Scolipede is phenomenal. I think Scolipede honestly kind of makes this team crazy. The fact that you can set up a Swords Dance, win, click your Z moves, very good. No boots it looks like, because this was Gen 7. Fairy Dragon Steel Core in Garchomp, Diancie, Bronzong is solid, and there's a decent Fire, Water, Grass core as well in Rotom, Salazzle, and Gourgeist. Mega Gyarados, Landorus, Superior. Valiant, Volcarona, Miltank, Mewtwo, wow, okay, yeah, everything here except for the Altaria is good. This team has so much setup. Dragon Dance Gyarados, Dual Dance Landorus, Contrary Superior, Cobalion gets Swords Dance and Potomize or Rock Polish or something like that. Volcarona, Quiver Dance, obviously. Moving on, we have Frost Fire. Smash Pass was allowed. LMAO, that is a mistake because I see Huntail. Huntail gets access to Shell Smash and Baton Pass. You set up a Shell Smash, you go into Hydra, you go into Venu, you go into Nidoking, GG. On top of that, the disgusting Rachi Kiss combination. You know, just for that, I'll give it an F tier. Boo, boo, bad drafts. You can't be running a team that is focused on smash passing with Jirachi Togekiss. I don't like that, but it really is a good team. Okay, I'll be honest. Venusaur Venusaur is such an awesome mon. Hydra, super dope. Nidoking, awesome. Naganadel, no nasty plot. Something, Urshifu Single Strike, Melmetal, very good combination. Togekiss, Swampert, Deoxys, Speed. It's a Spike Stacker. It's a rocker. I believe it gets rocks. Yeah, it's just a decent mon in general, but it hits like a wet noodle. Colossal, Chargebug for the webs, Thwacky for the terrain, Mega Bandit, decent for support, and Persian as the normal type. Ghost types just demolish this team. They really do. If it's a ghost type that's pretty fast, it really can break. Obviously, Bandit has Shadow Sneak, it has Destiny Bond, it has Will-O-Wisp to get around those things, but it's a Bandit. So, yeah. Next up, we have Ace Trainer Ryan. Not the best team, but it got me to playoffs. It was a Dynamax League, and it was supposed to be Lycanroc Dusk. They're a short team, 2, 4, 6, 8 mons only, so not very much. But wow, Surfetch, 26 and 7. Holy shit, that's a fucking Surfetch. Oh my god. Okay, well, hey, I mean, if you can do that good with Surfetch in a Dynamax League, that's kind of wild. It does get access to Max Knuckle, a Stab Max Knuckle, that is. It gets Max Airstream on top of that. The Leak, oh my god, forget it. Moving on, we have Leo. I'm going to save this team for the end. Highlighted mons are Z users, so we have Ho, Mega Latias, Zera, Scizor, Swampert, Slurpuff, Mamoswine, Jealous, and Drapion type null. I believe that because it's season 1, Swampert doesn't get flip turn, which I don't like. Bandit Ho, very good. Jellicent as a defensive water type to back up Swampert, very cool. Type null as the normal. Swebs with Slurpuff, Belly Drum, Calm Mind, whatever. Mamoswine, very cool. Mega Latias is broken. Insane team. This doesn't look to me like a broken team, okay? That's because you don't see those really high tier mons, the really good mons you think of. You think of like 16 team leagues, which you're gonna get something broken all the time, like something really good. This team doesn't have like an insane mon. Blacephalon is good, Buzzwole is good, Beedrill is good, Suicune is good, but they're not game breaking. But the fit here looks really solid. Crook, very good mon, really good dark type, really good ground type here. Suicune Togekiss, a really good defensive core, especially with the Uxie, and Buzzwole defensively is awesome as well. Rotom, Momentum, very useful. Beedrill, dope. The fact that you only got 1 kill with Beedrill and 18 with Crook is kind of wild, I'll be honest. But hey, what are you going to do? Next up, John and the Mega Mawile, Victini, Hydra, Gliscor, Skarm, Lycanroc, Jellicent, Breloom, Audino, Heliolisk, Garbodor, Landorus. I don't know if that's Sheer Force, probably is Sand Force here, but this team is very, very good. Quite a few flying types, 3 flying types on this team, 2 normal types. A good bit of repeating types here, but not the end of the world at all. Really like dragons with momentum because they force in fairy types. You can go for U-turn and get into Mawile for free and just break things. That's how you get 18 kills in Mega Mawile, folks. You just break things with it. Yeah, very good mon, very good team. Like it a lot. He told me about this team before. So Hayes is a very good player. He's in my front office, and he's told me about this team many times. He likes it a lot. He loves the Zygarde-Feeny combination. It's a very good combination because Zygarde doesn't want to be status while it's setting up, and that's exactly what this does. It also is really firing off the dragon types attacks. Is mostly firing off arrows. Skarmory, I'm not a big fan of. I think it's honestly, I think it and Corviknight are not great, but I think Corviknight's just a touch better, slightly better. Raikou, very good mon, like it a lot. Scald this generation. Infernape, very cool as well. It's a good mon in general. Beedrill, really good to kind of break things. Opposing steel types, opposing fairy types, very nice. This team does want to get rid of opposing fairy types, and this really does that. Celebi, for defensive grass, psychic type. It also is able to get up rocks. Momentum is very nice. Weavile, super cool. Wigglytuff, just a good mon in general. And Swirlix actually gets webs, so having it as an option if webs are necessary, I think is good. I think one of the best uses of a 1-point Pokemon or a 2-point Pokemon is to get a web setter just in case you need it. Dottler, Chargebug, Swirlix, just super solid mons at that 1 point or 2 point tier. We then have Aquarius. Garchomp, Mega Scizor, Togekiss, Jolteon, Miltank, Suicune, Bronzong, Scrafty, Roserade, Azelf, and Entei. Once again, I don't see a Badmon here. Miltank, I think, is like the tier 5, and I think this is a Gen 7 league because we see the Garchomp, Mega Scizor combination with Jolteon. Jolteon usually isn't drafted in Gen 8 because it doesn't get access to Hidden Power. Hidden Power is super important on a Jolteon here. Entei, not the best fire type in the world, but this team doesn't really need a fire type. It needs a way to break through steals, and Entei can still do that, that's for sure. Kind of wish this team had Raikou so it can complete the combination of Suicune, Entei, and Raikou, but it does not. Legendary hero here, Ash, Gren, Zera, Arcanine, Mega Altaria, one of my favorite Megas of all time. Mesprit, Vaporeon, Gligar, Steelix, Virizion, Dodrio, Frostlass, Tangela. I think the worst mon here is pretty clearly Dodrio. Everything else though is really good. Everything else is a really solid mon. Definitely can see it being drafted on quite a few different teams. Any duplicate typings that we see here, we see a duplicate typing of Flying, which whatever. That's really it, I think. I don't think I'm seeing anything else. Mega Beedrill. That's like another, it's like the 4th Mega Beedrill I've seen. That's kind of crazy. Oh my god, I've been going for 45 minutes. We gotta cut this down. Mega Beedrill, Mew, Infernape, Primarina, Salamence, Donphan, Heliolisk, Serperior, Drapion, Doublade, Manton, Romatisse. Again, super solid, very decent team all around. A lot of speed here, a lot of offensive firepower. Defensively, I think Mew is going to be asked to do a lot defensively, and I don't like that. I'd rather have a little bit less offense and have more capability for Mew to be, you know, Mew, and do its own thing. The best way, just a bit of an aside, the best way to build around Mew in my eyes is to just not build around Mew. You just build the team and have Mew be like an add-on after that. And that's it. Moving on, Squish, Alcremie, Escavalier, Latias, Gudra, Zygarde, Granbull, Jirachi, Mega Audino, Magnezone, Slurpuff, Alolan Executor. Cool team. Mega Audino, I think that's like the 3rd Mega Audino, the 3rd Zygarde, another Latias, 1st Alcremie we've seen, 1st Gudra we've seen, another Jirachi, wow. Quite a few things. Double Steel here is, triple Steel, wow. Other than that, there's what, 1, 2, 3 fairies on top of that, 4 fairies on top of that, Slurpuff, Alcremie, there's Granbull, and Mega Audino, and like that's insane. 2 Dragon types, 3 Dragon types, okay, it's a lot of, it's just Fairy, Dragon Steel Core, team. Wow. 18-6 makes a lot of sense for Libero Cinderace, to be honest. Druddigon, Girder, Jigglypuff, Kartana, Tabu Koko, you got Koko with Libero Cinderace, that's nutty, that's kind of crazy. Weezing, very good mon, Webs and Slurpuff, again, so you can run Banded Cinderace, just insane. Yeah, good team, really solid team, a lot of speed, a lot of power, not a lot of defense in my eyes because you got Druddigon, Quagsire, and that's basically the gist of it. Weezing is okay, but like, yeah, so back to Leo, and couldn't really pick one, but this from my recent chip win was honestly great fun, and the more I look back at it, the more it grows on me. It was easy to build with because of my top 8 mons, last 3 were unmons, but such great offense, momentum, and bulk with my top 8 alone. So, for those of you who don't know, Leo actually beat me in the finals with this team.
Yes, we win! Oh, man!
And by the way, I told him what to draft. Well, I didn't tell him what to draft. I said, I recommend this and this. And he ended up beating me in the finals with it.
We won! We won!
Well, anyways, guys, I've been doing this for an hour, all right? I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has commented or left a comment on the Twitter thread. If you guys did, let me know down in the comments, make yourself known, tell everyone that this was your team. Let me know what was your favorite team of all the teams below. Comments are absolutely huge at helping the channel grow, so I would really appreciate you guys left comments, and of course guys subscribe to the channel too. Only about 50% of you are subscribed, which is a pretty good number, but let's see if we can increase that a bit more. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.